Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Keto Granny. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm so glad that you can join me today. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit, you all, about weight loss success over the weekend. That's the time that a lot of us have a lot of problems as far as staying on track. I know for me, myself, this is when I have a lot of my issues as far as staying on track on my weight loss journey. Come on in. Well, hello. Welcome into my channel. This is Keto Granny. Happy Friday. We made it another week, you all. We made it another week. So glad we made it another week because a lot of us did not. Some did not make it this week, but we made it this week. So we have a lot to be thankful for. Make sure that we're giving God all the thanks and all the glory. I am so glad to be here this evening. I decided to hop on here and to do a quick live today just to talk about how the week went and also to see how your week went with your weight loss journey. Let's see. This week I added in a lot of different things to my diet. I won't say a lot, but it was things that I had been thinking about adding in. I went out and I bought some chia seeds. Um, Chia seeds, I've been able to use them like in puddings and also in some smoothies that I made this week. And the chia seeds really did make a difference in my chia pudding that I made. I put chia seeds and also I added in protein powder to um, the what was that to my protein pudding that I made. So I ended up having like a really good week this week. I added in arugula back into my diet. Arugula is very good to add into your diet. And also I added in some different bitter greens. I was able to get the greens from our local market here. They have different greens that they call bitter greens. So I picked up some of those. And also I picked up some more spinach. I started back putting spinach into my smoothies also. Some of the foods that I added back into my diet, I added in a little bit more nuts and seeds this week for fat and fiber. Like I said, I did the chia seeds. And I like pecans, so I got me some pecans. I have those in there. Pecans are high high calorie though, so I can't eat a lot of those, but I have eaten some. I also picked up some cacao or cocoa, but cacao. I picked up some of that also, unsweetened chocolate, and I'm going to be using that also this week. Um, I picked up more lemons. I picked up some limes. I picked up some cucumbers, and I picked up some oranges. I use these in my water. It makes the water taste great, and it feels more refreshing. They say that cucumbers and lemons and those type of things can be put in your water to aid with the hydration of the water. So I have been doing that also this week, and I like drinking my water with the cucumber in it. It has a lot of benefits to that. Um, Avocados. I'm added in more avocados this week. I'm trying to start eating one avocado a day just to see what happens to eat one avocado a day. I hear a lot of people talking about um, avocados. If you eat them every day and different things, the different benefits that you get from that. So I'm going to try that. That's something pretty easy for me to add in. Also, I've been eating a lot of broccoli and cucumber. And also I found out that while I'm fasting that I can snack on these during my fasting time, and it's really like 0 calorie. So I've been adding in more cucumber slices to my diet and also more broccoli. I'm making it a point to eat more of these in my diet. I believe it's for the sulforaphane. I believe that's what it's called. I'm going to look it up in just a minute. Grass fed beef. I'm concentrating more on getting the grass fed beef, just to make sure I'm getting the best beef that I can. But there are times when I can't afford grass fed. So I do just look for the best beef and meat that I can afford to buy. And I have making sure that I am skipping the processed meats. That's very, very important. I bought some fish oil uh, tablets, added those back into my diet. And then also, I'm eating a lot more salmon. This week, I ate salmon 3 times during the week, which was very, very good for me because I want to add in more omega 3s to my diet, omega 3 fats, and making sure I'm getting a lot of EPA and DEA. And you get that with your fish and your fish oil. I added in more berries. I went to the store yesterday and picked up some more blueberries, but I've been adding in berries, like to my smoothies and different things. So I'm adding in a little bit more fruit. There are some other fruits that I want to try. However, I'm going to start adding in a little bit of watermelon because I like watermelon. It has a high water content. So I'm going to be adding in watermelon to eat occasionally also. And I've seen people where they're making the watermelon juice. That I'm pretty interested in that. Um, I figure that on some days that I'm going to want to be adding in just a couple of juices sometime during the week. I did add in a new juice this week for me that I have been reading about beet juice, you all. Beet juice is very, very good. It helps dilate uh, your arteries and everything as far as with your blood pressure and different stuff. So I asked my doctor if I could add in beet juice, and he told me that I could. I went to the store and I found a beet juice that was mixed with lemon juice. And it tastes good, and that's to help with the earthy taste of the beets. So I have been using some of that. My doctor told me it's better for me to eat the beets than it is for me to do the beet juice. And I figure that's maybe because of some of the medications that I take. I have been using pasture raised eggs, and I mostly do do that all the time. Look for pasture raised, organic type eggs. This says that pasture raised eggs increases GLP-1, vitamin D. Let's see. So you get a lot of vitamin D from eggs, which we all know that you got your fat and you're getting a lot of protein, about half and half when you are having eggs. I also added in more fermented foods this week. And my fermented foods that I chose to add in was sauerkraut. I picked up some sauerkraut and I've been having it um every other day at least. I will have some sauerkraut with one of my meals. And then apple cider vinegar. I've been using the apple cider vinegar and I use it in combination with what is that? Lemon juice and a little bit of honey and a little bit of Himalayan pink salt. I also have been using Greek yogurt and I've been using that a lot, like I said, to make the chia seed pudding. That's helping. That is helping. And then adding in my protein powders with that, maybe some berries or a few nuts. But that's been helping as far as me getting in my protein by having those chia puddings that I've been making. Um, I've been hearing, I know a lot of people say that beans, which they are, beans are great, very fiber rich. And I'm thinking about just adding me some beans in occasionally. The black beans, the pinto beans. I love pinto beans. I haven't had any in such a long time, but I sure could eat a good bowl of pinto beans along with some keto cornbread and some butter. I would love that. It's saying that beans are high as far as GLP-1 and chicory root. And I believe something that they call glucomannan, and they say that you can get that from konjac noodles. I used to be able to find konjac noodles a lot, and I would use them mostly for my spaghetti. So I'm looking to find some more of those here. I'll probably have to end up ordering them online, I know, in order to get them. Um, some that I did, I like the konjac noodles, and also I like the shirataki noodles. I use both of those, like I said, when I am making spaghetti. But how are you doing on your weight loss journey? Are you prepared for the weekend? Are you doing anything special for the weekend in order to get ready? Um, in order for me to stay focused, I'm going to be making myself a small meal prep. This week, I made myself a meal prep and I ended up having really tacos for most of the week. Tacos and salmon is what I basically focused on this week as far as my meals. I also had, I believe it was some chopped steak this week that me and my husband had for dinner. And I have been concentrating a lot on eating vegetables. I've been concentrating on adding in a lot more of the different leafy green vegetables to my diet. I also made myself some keto coleslaw. I love coleslaw. So I made some coleslaw and put that in the refrigerator also that I can have with some of my meals. Now, so I've got to have some dental work done. So that's my next thing, to have dental work done. And while I'm doing that, I don't know if I'll be recording or not, for a while, but I'm going to go ahead and get that started next week because I like to have it all completed by sometime in July, getting it all together. And why is it? Dental work is not something that a lot of us look forward to. I know I don't, so I can't sit here and say that I look forward to. I'm only going really because I have to. I'm only going really because I have to. But my weight loss journey this week was good. I'm very, very proud of myself as far as how good I did. I picked up myself my board here, and I'm going to go ahead and start filling this out. But this is going to help me stay on track as far as, let me see, the amount of weight that I am losing, which I'll be able to just look at it and see, write down where I am at. I got up and I weighed and everything this morning, so I'm going to go ahead and write that all down. And, maybe by looking at this board, it's going to help me advance. Let me say advance more also, because sometimes when you have the visual, you always want to do better. You want to do better. Oh, I like this because these are magnetic. So that's good. And then I will put the other parts together and go ahead and put it up on the wall. But let's see, for today, go ahead and start filling this out. So, let me put this over here to the side. Oh, no, no, no. But anyhow, here's my board. And I got my pens. And what I want to do is write on here, okay? So today I weigh 237. 237 pounds. Okay, and today's date is May 30th, 2025. Okay. Today, I really don't remember, like, what did I have to eat this morning? It was leftovers, I know. Oh, I had the remainder of my salmon this morning, along with my broccoli and cheese. I believe that's what I had for breakfast. And also, I had a sugar-free ice cream bar. I mean, I had one and Kenny had one. Um, I haven't been keeping track of my macros a lot, so maybe that's something that I'll start doing, is keeping track of my macros and share that with you also on the app Carb Manager or something like that. Um, let's see, and also I want to order some of the Keto Mojo sticks so that I can monitor my finger sticks as far as knowing what my blood sugar level is, and also knowing what my ketone level is. A lot of times we don't know if we are burning ketones or we are burning glucose. The best way to tell is with the ketone and the glucose monitor, and that way you will know and be able to keep track. I have my ketone glucose monitor, and I order my sticks for that from Amazon. So I'm gonna have to go on Amazon and order some of the sticks for my ketone monitor. Also, some of the other little tools that I want to add in to actually help me stay on track. I had saw I've been looking at the body, I guess it's a body weight scale that everyone, I see a lot of people using, where it gives you a lot of printout information when you get on the scale. It gives you printout information as far as information about your body. And I find that to be very, very interesting. I found one that's by Hume, but I also saw a lot more that were on Amazon. So I'm actually going to pick out one of those and go ahead and give that a try, because they have such great information from what I could see that I know that I could benefit from. I have my vibration machine that I have been using. That helps a lot, especially right before I go to bed. I use my vibration machine and it helps me to relax, kind of for the day. Oh, that's shaking. Yeah. But it helps. hmm Now, yesterday I went to the store and I stopped at Dollar Tree and just picked up a lot of different things. It's not Dollar Tree anymore, the $1.25 tree. But I went to the $1.25 tree and I picked up some items. I don't know why I don't really use a lot of stuff on my face as far as makeup and stuff. And then a few items that I was using, I was stuff I picked up at Dollar Tree. But I had saw some stuff that was, was a lot of facial care items, and I just like picked up a little bit of everything. I'm gonna go ahead and show it with you here now. But it's skincare, mindfully formulated to the new, and this is caffeine depuffing jelly eye mask. This is some. Let me make sure that you can see them. But these are some, let's see, jelly eye mask, caffeine depuffing jelly eye mask. And let me just see how these look. But I picked these up from there, and they had a lot of other little products that were the same. Hey, low carb queen. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm glad that you're here. Yes, I love my vibration plate also. I use it as much as I can. So this is the skincare. Now, let's say you pay for, if you pay $1, don't expect much. Okay, I don't know, but because I have picked up some really good products from Dollar Tree that had biotin in them and retinol and different things that worked really, really great on my face. So these are the jelly eye mask. It says caffeine depuffing jelly eye mask. And let's see how these are made. This just screws off, it looks like. Okay. And what's that? That's what's in here. I'm going to pull this off. Jelly eye mask. Kind of different. Oh, so now there's a little mask in here like this. Okay, so this is like a silicone or something. Can you see that? And I guess they fit under your eyes, and it's supposed to depuff your eyes. Okay, I can see that working. These are made with caffeine, and they're just in this little container here. Okay, so that's something that's pretty interesting. It's something I'm probably going to use it tonight, share it with you. But those are some caffeine depuffing jelly eye mask. And I bought like about 12 items because I was like, oh, that sounds pretty good. Let me try that. So those are the caffeine depuffing jelly eye mask. I've got some masks I'm going to try. Oh, okay. Yes, I like trying the different masks. I buy a lot of those different dollar masks. That's what they used to cost. And you could put them on your face and, just let them work their magic. I also picked up some cocoa butter cleansing wipes. And these are some wipes that I'll use, on as needed. And these are cocoa butter wipes. I love cocoa butter. Here I picked up some glowing vitamin C eye cream. This is a glowing vitamin C eye cream. And it looks like something that's really easy to use. I figured that I can always use some eye cream. I've got some masks I'm going to try, yes. And I can't afford the high expensive stuff, so I said, okay, we're gonna start right where I'm at. But this is the glowing vitamin C eye cream, and it comes in a little small tube, you all. But it's something that you can also put around your eyes and everything to help your eyes. I know some people are real sensitive to different stuff, so maybe you want to get something and try it first before you buy a lot of it. But I picked up this also. Let's see, I picked up some Glow Up Toner. This is called Glow Up Toner. And what caught my eye about this was it has with watermelon extract and hyaluronic acid. Watermelon extract and hyaluronic acid. So that kind of caught my eye, that hyaluronic acid, and then a watermelon extract, because like I said, I love watermelon the way it smells. So here's the bottle of that Glow Up Toner. You can see it. Let me see how it smells. Let me see, it's not open. Oh, okay. Well, it's got a little plastic top in here. Wow, that actually smells good. Has a nice watermelon smell to it. I actually can't wait to put it on now and try it. So that's the Glow Up Toner. And again, you all, these little things, these little items came from Dollar Tree. So I'm just sharing with you. Some people wouldn't dare buy things from Dollar Tree and put it on their face. But Hexa, I think I'm going to try it. Here I have some Glow Up Serum. This is a Glow Up Serum. And this is also with watermelon extract and I think it's niacinamide. But it has a watermelon smell also. Let me know if you notice the difference. Low Carb Queen says, I want to make some all natural facial stuff like turmeric and cocoa butter or shea butter. Yes, I've seen where I believe it's Boots Flaws. She made some her own facial, I believe it's who it was, stuff. Let me know if you notice the difference. I will. Don't sleep on the Dollar Tree. That's right. Don't sleep on the Dollar Tree because I have found some really good things at Dollar Tree. Like I said, this is the Glow Up Serum. This has watermelon in it also, and niacinamide. I believe it's how I pronounce it. I'm probably saying that word wrong, but, and this comes off and out. This is a spray. Let me spray it. If it's going to spray, let's see here. All right, I got it to spray. Oh, that smells good. Which one is this? This is the Glow Up Serum. This is the Glow Up Serum. But I have some of that on. And it smells great, you all. This is for what? I'm going to have to read the instructions for all of this, but I tell you that serum smells great. The next little thing that I picked up, this is Glow Up Night Moisturizer, it says. And it has a watermelon extract, and it's got the same thing, niacinamide in it. And let's check out this moisturizer. Can we open this up? Open this. This is the moisturizer. It's in a really pretty little jar that it comes in here. And this Glow Up Night Moisturizer has watermelon extract and niacinamide, that word in it also. Let's see this. That all smells so, so good. I mean, smells just like fresh watermelon. Just like fresh watermelon. Okay, let me put this one back. I picked up 2 more items. This one here is some glowing vitamin C facial cleanser. We got to have facial cleanser. We're putting on everything else. We got to have some facial cleanser. And this is by Glowing. This is by Glowing Vitamin C by Glow Up also. Global Beauty Care. Okay. And last but not least, I've been using this for a while. And this is a Glowing Vitamin C Skin Cream. I found this at Dollar Tree. Very, very good skin cream. Very, very reasonable. This has vitamin E in it, niacinamide, some good ingredients. Let's see. And let me show you this cream. I'm getting my vitamin E on coconut oil from Dollar Tree. Do you? Yes, yes. Let's see this one here, Glowing Vitamin C Skin Cream. I like this skin cream. I use this already. It's very, very creamy. It smells very good. Let me see if you can see it. You may not can see it to show the creamy, but this is very, very creamy moisturizer. But those were the beauty items that I basically picked up, from Dollar Tree today. Give me something to try out over the weekend, pamper myself. And I also picked up some ta-da, Epsom salt for my feet. I have to soak my feet. So I'm going to pamper myself this weekend um, here at home and exercise as much as I can during the weekend. And just keep on working on myself to reach my goals. And I know that you all are doing the same. I've been watching you ladies exercise and work out, and I've been working out with you on some of it. I get my vitamin E oil. Okay. Great item. Self-care sounds like a great plan. Yeah, that's it for me this weekend. I'm going to be doing a lot of self-care here at home. It's going to be hot. And I don't like just being outside when it's hot, 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 and you're just getting sticky and sweaty. No, I really don't like that. But I had some great results this week, you all. Probably losing the same 3 and 4 pounds, but still, I've been having some great results as far as on my weight loss journey. I'm still focusing as much on myself and staying on this point as much as I can. And that's what I tell everyone to do. We can only do our best, you all. Just stay focused as much as you can. If you fall off, get up, start again. Don't feel bad about it and then just quit and give up. Just start again. That's all it is. It's so simple. Just get up and start again. And like I said, I got my board here. So I wrote down where I am this morning. 237 pounds is where I'm at this morning. I'm going to use this and write on here maybe like the type of foods that I've had for today. That way I can see what I'm eating, write down my ketone numbers, my glucose numbers, things that'll help me along the way. I have a bone density test. I have that scheduled for next week. And then my doctor also has an MRI scheduled for an MRI of my spine and of my cervical up there, the neck part and the lower back part. So I've got to have that done because I have a little issues with some neuropathy going on and stuff. And I usually try to stay on top of different things that happen with my body. My doctor thought it was a lot more things going on with me, but when my labs and everything came back, everything was great. I thought it was unbelievable. The only thing that was out of whack, which was my glucose, and that was my HbA1c. It was at 6.1, and that's high. It went up. I had gotten my HbA1c was down to 5.6, and 5.7 is where it had been. But like I said, I hadn't been watching my diet, and I know I had been eating a lot more sweets and a lot more different foods than what I have been eating since I had been here in Oklahoma, eating differently and everything. And it started to show up now where I'm back in that pre-diabetic stage. So I am working on getting that HbA1c back down the next time I'm going to see my doctor. The HbA1c is like a 3-month average of your sugar. That's what I said, 3-month average. So I said, okay, that's going to give me 2-3 months to get it back down to where I feel it should be, which should be in that 5.4 to 5.7 range, which is why I had gotten it down to before. Now, before, I believe I have gotten as high as 6.4 or something like that, 6.5 up there. As far as with my HbA1c when I first started dieting and everything. And I got it down, like I said, to 5.4 to 5.7, which was considered to be the normal range. Now that I see it's back up at 6.1, that makes me want to work a little bit harder to get it back down to that 5.7 at least range, which is what I'm working on. And like I said, I'm doing that by eating more fish. I've made it a point to eat fish at least 3 times a week. I made it a point to have beef at least 2 to 3 times a week. And then for every meal to make sure I'm having 2 to 3 servings of vegetables. And I mean good vegetables like the broccoli, the cucumbers, those type of things. I went out and I actually brought me some jars. I found me some canning jars also at Dollar Tree that I picked up that I'm going to be making those salads in the jar. I have never made a salad in a jar. I've seen people doing it forever, so I might as well do it. I'm going to make the salad in the jar, and I love the one that I see everyone making, that cucumber salad with the onions, the cucumber, the olives, and different things like that. So I'm going to make me 2 salads and put in the refrigerator in the those canning jars. And then also I got a little bit larger jar, and I'm going to use that. Um, I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to use that for salad or, I want to try some chia puddings too. So I might use them in the little canning jar also, some different things. But I came up with a lot of different ideas. Oh, thank you, low carb queen. Praise God for great test results. Yes, I was just so happy. I mean, everything fell within the range. Normally, my potassium is too low sometimes. Potassium was on point. Everything was on point because I believe it's because I started focusing more on eating vegetables. I started focusing more on the, excuse me, um, things like cucumber. Like when I get off here, I've got to go and in the, excuse me, kitchen. mm, And I want to make my water to put in the refrigerator. I have my lemon, I have an orange, and I have a cucumber, and I have a huge water pitcher. So I'm going to fill that up with bottled water, and then I'm going to cut my pieces of fruit. I call fruit, vegetables up in there and put that in the refrigerator. And that is what I'm going to be drinking on all weekend. That's going to be my main source of water. That's what I have been doing. And I tell you, I really love the way that that water tastes in the morning. It's the first water that I will drink when I get up in the mornings. And now that I have added in the protein smoothies, I will have that for a meal. And I make it a meal because I try to, how do I want to say, stretch everything. I'll have a good protein shake in the morning, and then I'll stretch it out. And then before I go to bed, I'll have a good protein meal, I call it, with a good serving of meat and at least 2 servings of vegetables on there. I've been looking at the hyperketosis. And to me, hyperketosis is just strict keto. You're just doing keto, you're just being strict at what you're doing, and you're actually just doing it right, is what the hyperketosis is. So I've had some meals that I consider to be, I guess, hyperketosis meals, but I've been going back and forth between the two. I use keto, and I've been using the hyperketosis also. And I got on my scale this morning, and like I said, I am at the 237, but I had went back up, you all, and went back down, went back up. I said, I feel like I'm losing the same weight over. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping I am going to be keeping this off this time. And that's so much easier said than done. So much easier said than done. But I am going to be exercising starting the 1st of June again, and trying to do that on a regular basis and sharing it with you all. I do it now, but I don't tape everything. I don't have everything set up like I want because I got a lot of different things that I'm doing here in this room. It's turning into a bedroom in the daytime, so it's kind of hard to get it set back up sometimes, to come in here and record and different stuff. So I just got to find different areas. Yes, I know what you mean about losing the same pounds, which is why I stopped getting on the scale so often, right? That's why I'm not getting on the scale so often. I got on it this morning to see, and I said, okay, I'm back here again. That's okay. I would much rather still be in these 230s and everything than be back up there where I was when I got so depressed and stuff a couple of weeks ago, back up in those 240s, those high 240s. But anyhow, so I'm very, very thankful of that. So I hope that you have a plan for the weekend. I have a plan for the weekend, and that is just to continue exercising, to incorporate intermittent fasting this weekend. Also to have some chia pudding, chia pudding ready for myself to eat, with the yogurt and stuff that I have. And then I saw where this guy made some blueberry muffins. with the cottage cheese. So I'm going to make some blueberry cottage cheese muffins, and I'll share that with them. I'm going to go in the kitchen and make those now. But anyhow, I just want to say that we can do this, you all. Each and every one of us are on some type of a journey. It seems like if it's not our weight loss journey, it's just a journey to better ourselves. Um, Different journeys, many different journeys. We just have to be consistent. Be consistent whether you fall off, get up, just keep being consistent, keep doing it, keep going, and you're going to eventually reach those goals. Like they say, reach for the moon and you'll land among the stars. I've always thought like that. I'm going to reach for the moon, and if I land among the stars, I'll feel good about that. So I hope that you have a good weekend. And Queen, I'm going to be looking for you in the morning. I've been missing you on a couple of Saturdays. I'm looking for you at 8 o'clock. Listen at me, and I missed you, but I have been watching your replays. Um, you have a good weekend. You have a good weekend, Queen. Also, thank you for joining me, and everyone else who has joined. Thank you for being in the chat. Okay. Um, Thank you for being in the chat. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.